Charles has a history of building on slightly awkward sites, his last house being an earth-covered house with using pterodome.
Found this block of land quite by accident. Just happened to be where we used to live before, in the same suburb, and it was going to be really convenient. Difficult block, but it was going to be convenient.
Having come from an underground home with the magnificent atmosphere that was created there, and I had said to Christine, you need to find me another block with a similar outlook that we can maintain this. And that's what she did.
Walking up the stairs on the eastern side of the house through the terraced garden, you can see the land is incredibly steep. The garden is spectacular. You can see the fixed shading to the north windows there on the study on the lower level, and you can see where the deck is above with the big recess where the retractable blind gets used to control the shading in summer. So the sun's streaming in on this lovely winter's morning here in Sydney. The house is a very lightweight house. It's due to the nature of the site. Thermal mass being very heavy is tricky on such a steep block, and therefore in order to compensate for that there's very high levels of insulation and also underfloor hydronics. Now the hydronics are powered by a heat pump, which is in turn powered by the PV panels that are up on the roof. So it's a very low carbon strategy to heat a house that's a product of its site specificity. And you can see these wonderful double glazed windows that allow all the sun to come in during the winter months, and that awning behind that retracts in order to provide the adequate shade in summertime.
The house just has an ambience that people comment on when they walk in, that it has a really lovely feel. And I think we feel that all the time when we're here. It's a very easy house to live in, it's very easy to maintain, and it's just very comfortable.
The western elevation with its minimal glazing and those fixed awnings over those windows. This is one of the fixed awnings on the western elevation to control that late afternoon sun. And we enter into the main space of the house, where you can now see the sun is starting to stream on in. It's about 9 o'clock and we're in the first week of August, and look at all that lovely solar gain. Here we have these very nice double glazed sliding stacking aluminium doors. You can see the graded drain on the outside for practical reasons there, and these lovely shadows being cast by the sun. This is looking out through the north elevation of the bush and the water beyond. The sliding doors are almost 8 metres in length and face basically due north, and they've got these lovely clerestory windows high up above as well, which get shaded both by the eaves and also by that retractable awning. The northern deck has got a retractable lever arm awning. It gives really good control for shade during summer, and obviously allows people to sit outside and eat dinner when it's slightly rainy. As you can see from the shadows, creates more than enough shade, and the adjustability is obviously very useful. You can see how that is now almost perfectly shaded that the east-facing door as well over there, as well as the big north-facing doors as well.
We have designed this on a one level living for most of what we use, and on top of that we have other rooms on the lower floor, which is the workshop and plant room and Christine's office and so on. But we can stay here as we have with COVID without any problem at all, and it's enjoyable to be here.
And we have the lift, so as we get older, we can still live here, stay on this level, and the lift is wonderful when I come home with all the shopping. You just load it straight in, up to this level, and it's there, so that's perfect.
The house has been designed with a lot of half-height walls to allow for cross-ventilation between the different rooms of the house, which works well for the folks who live here. And what you'll see within those rooms is that we've used the decentralized HRV units so that we can get the ventilation to work between rooms much more easily. So you can see here in the laundry, there's a second one of the pair over there, as well as the split system that provides the heating and cooling that is needed. So this is the heat pump that looks after the hydronic underfloor heating. These are the outdoor units for the heat pump, the tank that we saw inside, and these power the hydronic heating that runs underfloor. There's the pipe work for the hydronics coming from the tank that we saw inside, and you can see the big flow returns there, and you can see here where the insulation is still being placed on the underside of the joists, and that's to ensure that all of this pipe work that wasn't encased within the isonine spray is within the insulation layer. As you can tell, this work is still ongoing. Here we have 4 10,000 litre water tanks under the house. Very obvious from here, very well disguised from the street below. So this is the plant room with the inverter, a battery, a switchboard, a dryer, and a heat pump for the whole